Morning. Well, it is only 1 minute past midday. Now, I'm not too sure if I've mentioned this. I'm going to talk more about it in a video tomorrow night that I'm going to make, but I'm not working the weekends. I'm trying to get the work-life balance sorted out, because I find with the YouTube stuff I've been doing 7 days a week. And so I was just popping out for a Costa coffee, cake and soup, and then this job came in, and I thought, well, if I give myself 60 minutes, I can make 20 quid to pay for me lunch. Right, we have an emergency job. I don't usually take emergency jobs. Sometimes emergency jobs mean just put my job in front of the queue, would you, and get it done today, thank you. But this is for a bed and breakfast. They've got 2 rooms. They've ordered 2 TVs, and only one turned up. And this TV is faulty, apparently. So can I get it going just for the weekend? Well, the thing, I'm going to see if it's a backlight thing. If it is backlights, then yes, maybe I can get it going. Can I get it going to last the whole of the weekend? I maybe have to get it going to last for 2 years. Now, this is the type of job we were doing all the time about 7 or 8 years ago. Not that long ago, really. It's a 2014 smart Hitachi. There'll be no smart services left on this, but still a nice TV. Plug a smart stink into it? Yeah. Plug a smart stink into it. And you'll be fine. So this is going to have hopefully just 1 or 2 LEDs out that I'm just going to replace. Bring it back to life. Lower the backlight setting and hope it gets them through the weekend. I mean, all I'm going to charge is... Well, I've decided what I want to charge for this job, because what time... Well, we started this at midday. It should be less than an hour to do, really. So we'll watch that clock in the bottom left-hand corner and see. But I've decided all I want for this... I do know the people, and I've repaired stuff for them before. I don't think we've repaired this TV before, but anyway. So this is what I call a cup of coffee job, but it's going to be a nice cup of coffee, and it's going to be with a large slice of cake and a toasted sandwich. I do fancy having a Costa lunch later on today. So what's the price of a cup of coffee in Costa, toasted sandwich, and a cake? If I was being greedy, I'd put a soup on top. But even if I had a soup on top, I think 20 quid should cover it. So if I was putting a full set of backlights in this, we'd probably be looking about 50, 60 quid. But they just want it to last this weekend and then have it for a spare, I suppose. I mean, don't you have to... I may be speaking out of term here, do tell me off in the comments, but don't you have to be careful in hotels and bed and breakfasts? If you put nice new TVs in, so let's say you're replacing this with a nice 32 or 40-inch smart TV, aren't they at risk of... Well, no, you can't. It's very hard to smuggle a 40-inch TV out of a hotel, I suppose. If you work in a hotel, or have worked in a hotel, let me know. That should be ready to come out now, I think. This was the, it was a smart TV, but it was the non-Wi-Fi version, if that makes sense. I used to love working on these. It's amazing how this power supply has lasted, because it was always the diodes that were at fault on these. The diodes went before the backlights did. And I'm going to guess this will have 5 strips of 9 LEDs. I'm pretty confident of that from memory. I do like testing the memory from time to time. I'm not going to take the IR sensor out because time is against us here. And I can leave that in. There's a chance I may have some strips for this here, but if not, I don't want to go going down the lockup. This is an over connection. What do I mean by that? I mean that the LVDS cables are over the casing, so you've got to attach them first. Of course, I could full well open this up and find that there are several backlights out. In that case, there's nothing much I can do, apart from go down the lockup and have a look. I've probably got a couple of these in the lockup with smashed screens in, with backlights that work, so that's always a possible option. But that's just going to take an extra hour longer, and I've given myself well, they've got people coming in the room at 2:30 this afternoon. It's now what? 11 minutes past midday. I can leave that in there. Right, okay, and now... Oh, do these have screws in? They used to. Let me just have a look, sorry. No, it's just flaps, so we'll deal with that in a second. Yeah, sorry, they've got people coming in the room at 2:30. There is a chance that this TV will... I've just broken that. Surely not. That must have been broken before. That wasn't me. It was me, wasn't it? Because I didn't unscrew this. I may have to go down the lockup now and get another front fascia for it, but a little bit of glue will be fine. Again, they're only using it over this weekend. I've heard that before though from customers, and they'll probably wait for this to go faulty before. Well, their other TV should be turning up Monday. Is that all the screws out? It's amazing what you remember. I remember exactly where all the pressure points are for this TV and the bezel. I used to do so many of them. Right. I'm not going to glue that now. I'll glue that when back in. And I remember not a pain, there was a problem with these, is the screens were a snug fit in this screen bezel here. So much of a snug fit that you had to push this down to get the screen in, let it go so it actually clamped the screen. So this will just not lift out now. You really do have to fettle it out. But so many people got caught out, and I think I was one of them in the early days, and I didn't put it back in correctly, so you've got a corner overlapping and the screen cracks. In a way, it's kind of a shame that they've got a TV coming Monday, because I'd love them to keep it in their bed and breakfast just to find out how long it actually stays working for. But as you've probably noticed, especially compared to the Samsung I did yesterday, if you've seen that video, I don't think I mentioned it, but getting the bezel off the Samsung yesterday, the front bezel alone took 15 minutes. Whereas I've been doing this for 15 minutes now, and we've got the screen out and we're just about to get to the backlights. It's a much easier design, but I do prefer the design of the Samsung. That will amaze some people. The design is fine, it's just the well, it's just a problem of getting into them. And the problem with the backlights, but that was a beautiful job done yesterday. Because there was no burn up on the prism sheet. It's a shame about the power supply. I haven't told the customer yet that he needs a power supply as well. But I don't think the power supplies are much on eBay. It's only going to add something like 20 quid to the bill, if that. Right, there we go. So it's taken us 17 minutes and we're down to the backlight strips. Now, let's just hope it is the backlights, because this board here, which you can't see at the moment, but the power supply here, just like we had with the Samsung yesterday, these did suffer with the LED drivers failing, but you can normally tell when they fail because the backlights did light up a little bit. You got kind of 20% power. So the number one rule is always disconnect the backlights from the power supply if you're using an LED tester, which we are just about to do. Right, change some lighting. Hopefully that's enough. How many do you think we've got gone? Positive, I think, was on the left. Let's try here. That is all lighting up. My apologies that you can't see. But every single one of those is doing as it should. Can you see? Yes, you can see. Right, so that's fine. Ooh, two gone on the bottom there. Okay. That one is okay. Did you see the two gone? Sorry, yeah, you can see two not working on the bottom there. That one is fine. I've just broken a clip. Well done, Al. What else are you going to break? That one's fine. Yep, that's fine. And that's fine. So it's just the bottom two on here. Okay. Something else I've got to glue back. Let me take this out. I said 9. I think there's less or fewer. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me just see if I've got an 8A strip lying around. I doubt it. No. So I've got a bag of single LEDs here. I'm just going to solder 2 on. It was the bottom 2 and they should fit on. Won't fit on that way. I'm going to have to put them sideways, so the bottom 2. Glasses on. Just going to snip these out. Now, of course, this is definitely not the way to do it, but on this occasion, we only have to give a 48-hour warranty. It might not even make that. I know people that used to repair this way all the time when these came out. Just replace 1 at a time or 2 at a time. Now, if and when this fails, I'm quite happy to put a brand new set in for the customer. I just couldn't do that today. And I don't think they really want this repaired long term. Well, they don't want the long-term price. You know, 20 quid against, what would it be? I don't know, 60 to 80 quid to fix with a brand new set of backlights. So basically I'm doing this for a labour charge. I'm not charging for the parts, obviously, because there's no real parts I'm using. Just got to find where the bottom ground is. It can be a bit awkward. I'm guessing it's there, but it's not always there. But I'll guess there for now and get the multimeter out in a second. So yes, refrain from getting excited in the comments saying this is not a fix, this is not a fix. Oh no, it's not a fix. Well, actually, it is a fix, but it's not a proper fix. But it's a helping out fix. Are the customers just being cheeky to get it done cheap? No, I don't think they are. I know them reasonably well. Not well, but reasonably well. They're a bit miffed with the company. Oh, guess which company, which high street store they actually ordered the TVs from, and they didn't turn up on... Well, one turned up on time, the other one hasn't. Yes, it's that one. By the way, when I say high street store, I got a lot of people in America don't know what I mean when I say high street store. I find that quite surprising because I thought that was actually an American term. High street store. So it's just the main street of wherever you live, whichever town or city, the main street is full of shops. So we call those high street stores. Or I do. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I've got my own little language. Right, if this works first time, it'll be a miracle. No, it doesn't. That one will. That one will. So that will. So it's just finding where the ground is. I'll show you what I mean. So the positive feed comes through there. So we've gone positive, through to positive, through to negative, through to that side positive, through to that negative. So if I touch this now, they all light up. But I've put it down here thinking that's where the ground is. But actually, the ground is just a very thin bit just there. You may be able to see it on the camera, so I need to attach it there. Let's plug in and switch on then. I have plugged the backlights back in. I think. Yes. Oh, I haven't switched on. There we go. Right, I'm just going to test that we get a picture by switching it on. I've got no standby lights, but the screen is plugged back in, so we should get backlight and something. And we do. There it is. So how long did that take? Well, just under an hour, but I have got to put the finishing few touches to it, which is going to be another 10 minutes yet. But still. So how long will it last? Well, how long's a piece of string? It will get them through the weekend. That will be my warranty. I can't warrant the fact that they're going to start watching box sets of Godfather, that it'll get through it. But then again, it could last longer. You know, there's probably somebody going into that well-known high street store that we always talk about. There could be somebody going in there right now, buying a new Samsung TV, and there's a chance that Samsung will fail before this one does. There's a chance. But there's also a chance that this one will be in the recycling centre this time next week. And I think that's probably going to... Well, I hope not. Because a new set of backlights on these is not going to be expensive, but is it worth anything? I would say no, but surely we're just proving that it is worth something, because the customers didn't want to throw it. They wanted to get it going again, albeit for a very short time. Question is, would it have been worth putting a brand new set of backlights in here, because it's 11 years old? Wasn't it 11? Yeah. Well, 10 and a half. A lot of these did suffer with screen failure after many years, you know, after 8 or 9 years. But again, a set of backlights to this would be, well, from China, £6, £8, something like that. It's the type of TV that if you've watched this channel and you've always wanted to have a go, there's going to be billions of these on Facebook Marketplace. And it's the type of ones that you know, you should pluck up some courage and have a go. Buy a new set of backlights, a few quid, dismantle it slowly like I've done. Well, no, I haven't dismantled it slowly today. I was trying to get it done in under an hour, and it's been an hour and 5 minutes, but there we go. I've even found the original remote control that this TV would have come with years ago. It's amazing what's under this bench. Everything is there. So let's turn it on. Batteries still work. At this point, I am tempted just to reduce the backlight setting by going into the menu. Picture setting. Right, sorry, you have to press OK on these, don't you? OK. Backlight is auto. Mode is natural. I'm just going to put that backlight, that was high, medium. I'm going to put it on low and keep it on low. Turn the volume down. But there we go. TV done. I didn't do it in an hour. I did it an hour and 10 minutes, maybe an hour and 11 minutes. Let's hope it continues working for them. But I will enjoy getting my cup of coffee. So for 20 quid, can I get a cup of coffee, soup, and a sandwich, and a cake? Can I get 4 items for 20 quid in Costa? Probably not. They're not, they're not the cheapest, are they? All right, I'll charge them 25 quid. No, I can't charge them that much for this, just in case it gets... They may be calling me up tomorrow afternoon saying, "Oi!" But there's no warranty. But thank you for watching. It was just a quickie.